All right, you should be on page 159 of your Go Math book. And what we're going to do here is you're actually going to work this page. I'm going to go over and explain it, and then you're going to work it, and then you're going to come back after you pause to work and double check your work. So if you will look at the first number 1, it says compare the place value chart to find the value of each digit. So you're going to look at the number 3 and 524 thousandths, so 3.524, and you're going to fill in the chart with the value of those digits. Then for 2 through 4, you're going to write the value of the underlying digit. So here we have the 4 in the second column past the decimal. So you need to write down what that 4 is worth. All right. Is it worth 4 tenths? Is it worth 4 hundredths? Is it worth 4 thousandths? All right. And then 5 and 6, you're going to write the number in 2 other forms. It's given to you in standard form, so you're going to write word form and then expanded form. So you're going to write out the words and you're going to write it out in expanded form. And then down below, 7 through 12, you're going to do exactly what you did up here from 2, 3, and 4. You're going to write down the value of the digit. All right. So I would like for you to go ahead and pause the video and then work out this page. And then when you're done, I want you to unpause it and then check your work. All right. So go ahead and pause. All right. Welcome back. So you should have completed this page, and your page should have a bunch of numbers written all over it. And we're going to go through this, and you are going to double check your work. As you find something that's not right, go ahead and change it so that you make sure you understand what you did wrong. All right, number 1, we're going to complete the chart. So we're going to look at this chart up here, and I'm going to compare this line so that I can see what I need to put in the line. So it looks like I'm writing the digit times whatever fraction is in that particular spot on the chart. So the 5 is in the tenths, so I'm going to write 5 times 1/10. All right. And the 4 is in the thousandths, so this will be 4 times 1,000ths. If you want to write 4 times 0.001, I'm all right with that too. And then we go down to the 3. And we notice that this is just whatever the decimal is, looking at this one. So I'm going to want to fill those spots in with just whatever the decimal is. So, or the whole number. So we have 3 wholes, and then we're at 2 hundredths. So that would be 0.02. And then we're at thousandths for 4, so that would be 0.004. All right, so make sure those are filled in properly. Pause it if you need to change anything. Now going on to 2, we're going to look at the value of the underlined digit. So the 4 is in the hundredths place. So we would either write 4 hundredths, or we would write 0.04. Or we could write 4 hundredths. We could also write 4 over 100. All right. All 3 of those are right. You only need one of them. All right. Number 3, this number, the digit 2 is underlined, and it is in the tenths column. So we would either write 2 tenths, 0.2, or 2 tenths. All three of those answers are correct. And then in the last one, the 4, number 4, the 4 digit is in the hundredths. So we would write 4 hundredths or 4 thousandths, not hundredths, sorry. Thousandths. Okay. All right, write the number in 2 other forms. So this one, they really don't give you enough lines to do this, so yours is probably sloppy and mine's probably going to be sloppier. So we have 253 thousandths. So I am going to write 253 thousandths. It's one way to write it. And the other way to write it is 2 times a tenth plus 5 times a hundredth plus 3 times a thousandth. And these can also be times 0.001. So 3 times or 5 times 0.01 and 2 times 0.1. All right, any of those work. All right, our next one, we have a whole number. So when we write that out, we have to say 7 and that's the decimal point right there. 7 and 600 32 thousandths. And when we write that out, it's 7 times 1 plus 6 times 1/10 plus 3 times 100th plus 2 times 1,000ths. All right. Now, moving down, you can write it out on 7 through 12, but I'm just going to give you the number that it would be. So you could write it out like 400ths. There's not enough space here for me to do all that. So I'm just going to give you the actual digits. So if we look at the 9, it's in the hundredths. So it is worth 0.09. If we look at the 7, it's in the tenths. So it is worth 7 tenths. If we look at the 6, it's in the thousandths. So we're going to put a decimal point, 2 zeros and a 6 because it's in that third spot, which is the thousandths. So 6 thousandths. And then 10, we have the 3 in the tenths column. So we're just a 0.3. And 11, the 2 is in the thousandths column. So it would be 0.002, which is exactly what the whole answer is. And then 12, we have a 1 in the thousandth spot. So this would be worth 1,000ths. And if you did fractions, that is perfectly okay too. This would have been 6 1,000ths. So you can do fractions or you can do the decimals, either way. And then we're not going to do 13 and 14 with that. So if you need to pause this and make any corrections, go ahead and do that. And after this, you may move on to the next assignment.